I want to thank everybody for joining us today. What we're going to go over today is how leading Salesforce security teams are beating deepfake AI and fraud without hiring more people, and that's going to be important. We're going to take some notes, and hopefully, I'm going to give you 3 points that you will be able to take over today. By the end of today, not only will you be able to learn three secrets as it relates to AI, you will also understand some of the key things to look out for and a complete framework. Stay with me to the end because not only am I going to give you some free deepfake credits, I'm also going to give you our complimentary framework to create this new department at your company. So, jumping on right in, who this is for. So, anybody that is, this is mostly Salesforce focus coming straight from Dreamforce. So, select Salesforce companies, Salesforce reps, RVPs, and AVPs who want to absolutely blow out their Q4. Select Salesforce partners aiming to embed an AI authenticity layer across customers' digital ecosystems, right? Those partners taking people to the next level, and select enterprise executives that understand verified data equals higher conversion, stronger reputation, and lower fraud loss. So, companies without Salesforce, who is this not for? Companies without Salesforce or any type of enterprise application that's mission critical. This probably will not be relevant for you because we are really going after financial fraud, and this may not be relevant yet. Teams that prefer manual review, if you still want to have a person and are not forward thinking with AI yet, this is going to feel too automated. Organizations looking for traditional antivirus or firewall tools. This is not what this is. This is a content authenticity verification layer. And if you're just thinking short term and like, hey, worried about the pennies and not saving millions on fraud, that this is not going to be for you. So just want to keep that in the pocket. Now, let's talk about the current state of deepfake AI fraud. And this is not written by us. This is all third-party publications that are talking about this big macro problem. And that is in the marketplace right now. CNBC, USA Today, CBS, BBC, they're all writing about this, and 1,300% of fraud attempts using AI deepfake has surged over the last year, right? Just from 2024. When we look at USA Today saying that fraud losses just in the US, not even global, could go up to $40 billion by 2027, $200 million in losses just this last month. 60% of executives say that they encountered a deep fake video within the last year. So think about yourself. Think about all the content that you've seen across different platforms, and you've probably seen the deep fake AI video or image that you thought was real just glancing at it. 60% of executives say they have. When it comes to the actual quantifying what this means, about the average attempt is about 440,000 in losses when it comes to each occurrence. If it's in the financial service sector, you can bump that up to about 600,000, which is huge. So, 1 out of 20 in 2025, deepfakes were responsible for 1 out of 20 identity verification failures. People are creating fake IDs, fake documents, fake invoices, and they are passing them off as real. And if you don't think this is happening, it's already happening right now, and every major publication in the world is talking about it. So that's a little bit about the problem. Let me tell you who is solving it. So this is our CEO, Christian Perry. He is a thought leader in this space, not only in TrueScan, but he is a serial entrepreneur. He has an exit. He built one of the biggest companies in the world. So undetectable.ai We took that and learned a lot of the models. He built that to 20 million users just in the last few years, 40 million in revenue bootstrapped. And a lot of those companies came back and said, hey, can we use the same technology to help us in the enterprise and present fraud? And since June, we've just gone off like a rocket ship. And we have a team of executives that have over 100 years of experience doing the same thing and taking this to the next level. So a little bit about me, and most of you, if you're in the Salesforce ecosystem, I've been in that ecosystem, have been selling enterprise software for the last 15 years. And I look at trends, and back in 2018, 2019, I worked for a company called Rubrik that was kind of a new technology. And people were trying to see if AI security and backup and cloud was going to be a huge thing. And it took off again like a rocket ship. They went public last year. That was one of my first exit. And understanding that, I've been a founder myself, getting in front of these trends and positioning yourself in your enterprise application and in your organization as a thought leader, and being able to bring these technologies to really bring value to your organization is huge. And that's what I want to show you today. So looking at that, if you look at the last 10 years, over when it comes to cybersecurity, from 2016 to 2026, we came just out of that dot-com boom. So that created a new problem. And that new problem was, hey, everything e-commerce online, people are doing things in the cloud. So there was a huge surge in need for security because there was a lot of fraud, there was a lot of ransomware, a lot of different things that were happening from a security standpoint online in the cloud. If you look at the AI, right? So AI, we see a lot of content, a lot of things are being generated. What that also caused is a new problem, and that is going to grow even faster, says Market and Markets and Grand View Research, over the next 10 years. So this is a huge opportunity for you as a thought leader to be that entrepreneur within your organization, to bring value if you are within a rep and helping your client go on that journey in their Salesforce organization or that enterprise application that's mission critical. And I've seen this episode before, right? You've seen that. So looking at Rubrik, it went off like a rocket ship, a new technology that solved a specific problem, and they were able to do that over and over. And we did the same thing, and we partnered with enterprise applications in all the major clouds, and they went public last year. So our goal is to help you not only both personally but also professionally. So at this point, if you do not believe that AI deep fraud is real, this is not going to be for you, right? I'm going to show you more real life examples. But if by now you're not convinced that this is a real thing, this is probably going to be the wrong webinar for you. And I value people's time. You're not going to hurt our feelings. We understand everything's not for everybody. So let's go through this. So I'm going to give you 3 secrets when it comes to AI security. And this is big. The first one is AI fraud is invisible until it's too late. So let me give you an example of what that means. So here's a case study and an example of a healthcare network, Fortune 500 patient that submitted over 500 patient images for approvals. 12 were AI generated to bypass the prescription rules. Now, your firewalls and the existing security that they had in place did not catch them, right? TrueScan scanned all 12 of them because we're built from the ground up specifically to detect AI content. So we want to spot these fakes instantly and protect all of our assets. That's very, very important because here's the thing, and think about this: fraud no longer looks fake, right? Fraud no longer looks fake. So we want to make sure that we're doing a continuous upload. We're going to make sure that we verify everything and it is scanned and marked as trustworthy. All right. Secret number two. And if anybody has any questions, raise your hand. We're going to keep this thing interactive, and we like to have some fun while we're doing this. So, when it comes to secret number two, authenticity can be automated. There's a lot of organizations that are under the misconception that, hey, if I put something in place and verify every single thing, every single image, every single document, it's going to take a ton of time, a ton of manpower, and that is true in the traditional way of doing things. But if you put a layer in there, just like after .com, there were a lot of cybersecurity layers, and they had whole teams that were, verifying every single thing that came in until there was software that did it. Now we're able to do the same thing and replace literally whole departments, because this is going, if you remember that chart, this is going to be an epidemic when it comes to security. And as AI gets better and more real, so does the fraud and so does the threat. So you want to get ahead of this and be able to attach this to something that you've already made a big investment in and automate it up front so that you don't have to be chasing it. You can be proactive. So here's another example. Financial services partner integrated TruthScan SDK into their org. And the fun thing about this is we can, depending on your regulations, depending on where you are, we can either do this on-prem, depending on the regulations you have to adhere to, or we can do it simply in the cloud. So in 48 hours, they were able to reduce document review time by 70% and block the 19 fake claim submissions. Protect your enterprise. This is huge. Now, think about this. There's submissions that are happening. There's claims. AI has gotten so good that you can create, right? Because we're seeing this as we talk to our different clients. Somebody can go in and they can create fake pictures from an accident. They can create a fake police report on a document. They can create everything from soup to nuts, a fake ticket, a fake ID of the other party, all generated with AI. And if you don't have something to flag this, even a fake adjuster's report or a VIN numbers, anything that you want, it looks fraud no longer. I'll say this again, fraud no longer looks fake. So being able to have that trust layer in there could, because you might catch one or two, but if this is happening over and over and over and over, some are going to slip through the cracks. So it's important to protect your enterprise. You must control the integrity of every single document in your org. So automation doesn't replace trust, it actually scales it. So we can do this with every single image, every single document, every single video. When somebody tries to call in and with a manipulated clone voice to get access to the org so they can get access to all of your documents, and this happened. Look on my LinkedIn. That's a real story that happened. And it cost a couple $1 million worth of fraud because it sounded like somebody that needed access that was just locked out. They got access to the system, changed the password, and they had all the financial records at their disposal that they can literally go clone, and it's not over yet. So we're able to see, and I'm going to give you a demo here in a second, just to show you how easy it is to detect this and to do it at scale, right? Because then authenticity becomes your competitive edge. So, secret number three, and we're moving right along. Verification builds trust, and trust builds revenue. By a show of hands in the chat, like, think about this. When we talk about, hey, security, like your organization, when you go up and build the financial justification for whatever you're going to do, what you start to realize and start to understand is it's viewed as a certain way within the organization. So I'm going to give you a way to combat that. But first, let me give you another case study. There's a lot of invoices that happen. If you're an e-commerce company, if you are a construction company, right? When I was at Salesforce, I handled CRMA for the whole Western United States, and I have a lot of construction and engineering. And this was happening without AI, right? Suppliers would go to the builder, they would submit receipts. And when they submitted receipts, they would get reimbursed by the builder, right? Because they're doing multi-million dollar projects. They have all kinds of things that they have, and they don't have time to verify every single thing. Now, with AI, that is taken to the nth power because they can do that and they don't even have to be on the job. They can go and they can submit an invoice for something that looks exactly like, because they used to have to go buy it and right, they'd buy the lumber, go to Home Depot, they would buy the materials, and they would buy more than they needed, get a receipt, submit that receipt, take back some of the supplies and get a refund. Now they don't even have to buy the supplies, right? Same thing with e-commerce. Now they don't even have to buy the actual product. They used to have to buy the product, get a receipt, get that receipt, take it back or duplicate the receipt and submit it multiple times, alter the receipt. Now they can literally alter that receipt 10 times and just see when you're not paying attention, right? Here is a way for you to do that and to do that at scale in your org and protect against this. Because if you're doing anything online, if you have any suppliers, if you have any merchants, it's not if it happens, it is going to happen. And here's a way to protect yourself with the best company in the world when it comes to trust on Salesforce, when it comes to, we just heard this in multiple talks at Dreamforce. So the big thing is, and we talked about changing the paradigm shift of going from security being a cost center to now being a new growth engine. What? Say that again. Yes. From security being a cost center, oh, we should do this because we may experience loss, to now it being a growth engine that's a part of what you do because that trust increases your revenue. Let me say that again. If you go back, verification builds trust and trust builds revenue. Here's how. Let me show you. So if you have new suppliers, new merchants, they're coming on, and what's going to happen is, and this happens in the financial services industry, right? You go in, you have a new merchant, you have a new supplier, you have a new vendor. If you're an e-commerce, if you have Salesforce Commerce, you have a new vendor that wants to get on the platform and sell through what you do. Now, they can now defraud you by going in there and having fake documents, fake images that looks like something real. They get on your platform, they run up a huge bill and disappear because they're not real. We are able to do that and also increase the value of what you do from a platform and trust standpoint. Because if people know they cannot get through that layer, your platform is more trusted and it becomes a competitive advantage. So not only will you get new suppliers that you didn't have before, new merchants, new people on your platform, new claims, you're also going to be able to have premium upsells. And we can do this exercise just like you're right. I was on the other side at Salesforce for years. We can build out this individual financial justification platform for you. When it comes to retention, when it comes to churn and savings, people want to stay on platforms that are safe and trusted. That's why people stay on Salesforce for years, right? Because they know it's going to work, it's going to be trusted, their data is going to be safe. And you're also going to be able to access new markets within that platform. So that's huge, right? So let us build after this. I promise you, I'm going to give you not only our framework for everybody that attended the webinar, I'm going to give you some credits. So stay to the end and I'll get that for each and every one of you. So to recap and on all of this, AI fraud is invisible until verified. Authenticity can be automated. Verification builds trust, trust drives revenue. And that's important because we want to make that paradigm shift from this being a cost center to now being a growth engine and a revenue driver, something that is very valuable to the business. So let me give you a quick demo and show you. We're able to do this, and before we even we're able to work with a number of models. So whether it's ChatGPT, whether it's Sora, whether for videos, whether it's Claude, Perplexity, we're able to detect over 200 models before it even gets to your org. So the trust is already there. We've done the legwork for you. And you can go right on our website. So, give you an example. If you go to our image detector, we have a bunch of different ones. But let's just do this just for the sake of this demo. We're able to get on here and let's detect something. You see fake IDs, fake pictures, different use cases, fake plots. So let's take a picture because you guys know who I am. I've been on this with you. So you know I'm a real person and it is a real pic. So we look at all the pixels, all the metadata behind. If you look at a picture, similar to when you shoot a gun, a real picture will leave a stub, a print, and just like a gun, right? A residue when you shoot it. Now, an AI generated photo will not have those things, and we can even tell you. So, as you can see here, taking a step forward, you can see the AI likelihood, and the confidence is high that this is a real human picture, and then it is actual content that is not fake. So now let's take a fake invoice, right? Something that is sent. If you just look at it at first glance, you know that it could be legit, right? If you do this and have hundreds of thousands of millions. So now you can see it will detect up to 99% accuracy that, and we have a very high confidence that this is AI. Now, this is in the back end and just on our website. Once we get into the enterprise models and in your org, we can do things like different dashboards and everything, which I'll show you in a minute. But also, we can have different formats, whether it's documents, whether it's images, whatever is going to be pertinent to your business. We can detect it with other over 99% accuracy. So as you know, different models are always updated. So before we even push out an update, we train not our system about 19 hours on it before we even are able to push it out. And we're able to detect this with second, right, millisecond latency. So you can literally scan hundreds of thousands and millions of files on average every single day and have it right in your dashboard in your org. The other thing is we can also detect how it was manipulated once you're on our enterprise model within your Salesforce org. So we can do manipulation analysis. We can do Photoshop detection to tell you exactly where and how it was altered. And this is important as you go and are looking at taking things to the next level and really replacing that fraud. So we can do that analysis for everybody that stays with us. So now that we've done that, let's jump right back in. I have a few minutes and we will round about here. I promised we'd be about 30 minutes. So examples of how you embed this in your Salesforce org, a few things. So when it comes to your performance, however you want to display that, we can do that with multiple reports. We can do that and show all the different case and the flags that were submitted by your customer. What this does is it reduces your ROI and it reduces your cost of doing this by 80 or 90% because you're just having somebody review the output and not having to review the input, right? So everything that comes in, if something is flagged, there you can literally do what a team of 20 different people were able to do with one administrator. within Salesforce and replace a whole department that every company will need to have a department for AI fraud detection. And you're going to see that paradigm shift happen over the next few years. When it comes to the performance and we'll give you a score right within your org, your trust engagement. This becomes a competitive advantage. And when we talk about taking AI from simply a uh, from simply a cost center to an ROI generator, here's what we're talking about. Your report type, right? We're able to generate different reports. We're able to show you your prevention success, and then we're able to show you all the different scans, what is human, what's AI, images, videos, and everything all between, and you have your own dashboard. So we've been doing this, talking about different platforms all the way through. So we're integrated. We're talking about Salesforce here. If you have other enterprise applications, Google, Microsoft, Zoom, Concur for expenses, we're able to work with those. There's a number of retail, e-commerce, financial services, cybersecurity that embed us in their platform. So we're able to do this. And keep in mind, we've built 20 million users in the last few years, on the B2C side of our business. And we see our enterprise business with TrueScan doing 10x that. So I know we are at the end of the road, and I promised that I would get everybody what they came here for, which is this special Salesforce integration bundle. So, um, this comes with API and SDK access, customized onboarding, a virtual TrueScan integration, and full dashboard and reporting, our private LinkedIn group, and our one-on-one compliance and 25 free integration credits. We are at the end, so I want to respect everybody's time. So that our special offer for attending is going to cost you absolutely nothing. Scan this today. I will match up and approve everybody that was on this webinar to get 25 free Deepfake credits, and we'll do a free assessment for you so that you can embed this inside what you're doing right now at no cost with our API. If you want to do some extra things in custom dashboards, if you want to have on-prem with our and have sign a we have our compliance kit with our DPA and NDA, all of those things. We can talk about those. Of course, those are going to be added and above, but right now I just want everybody to be protected. So scan this today. We'll set up a meeting with our team to get you hooked up and do a free assessment for you, and you'll be surprised. 60% of the people that come in, just like 60% of the executives have seen a deepfake video, you're going to see that you already have AI fraud within your organization. And we're going to help you not only detect it, but have a sustainable way to combat it. So I want to thank everybody for spending this time with us. If anybody has any questions, please ask them right now, and if not, we'll round it out and hope everybody has a great day. Questions? Let me see, you can put them in the chat. Anybody have any questions? Excellent. So we can, few people were not able to make it today. So one of the questions was, and I'll go back to this. Yes, we can do a customized ROI to you for a business justification. My thought first would be for you to sign up and get the API account just so you can run a quick scan. And then based on that, let's take that scan and put some real numbers behind it so that it is simple for you to run this in your organization. And we can even take it a step further and not only show that this is not going to just be a cost center, but also show the organization what this will replace with a full ROI, TCO, all the things that will be replaced with that. So we're able to do that very simply. First step, very clear. Let's at least get you on, get everybody, get you to use the API. Let's run a subset of anything on your in your org so that you can see that, hey, this is something that's already happening, and you'll be pleasantly surprised um, that this is already happening. And if you are a lead or if you're in security in any way, shape, or form or fashion, this is going to help you bring this value to the organization before it happens, because everybody is going to have the potential to experience multi-million dollars in fraud every single year. Just like every one of you has some type of cybersecurity solution. It wasn't a nice to have. It's an absolute, right? Everybody has antivirus software on their computers and locks it down to prevent from viruses. AI deepfake fraud is going to 100x all of that. So that's the only question that we have that was sent in. Again, my name is Alan Thornton. Pleasure to be with each and every one of you, and look forward to speaking with you and your team very soon. Have a blessed day. We'll talk soon.